Hi guys, well I've come down to the shed to actually do a bit of a clean up. I want to pack all of this stuff up and sort out my tools again, clean the benches off, but and also I want to sort out everything that's in those 6 boxes that I've doubled up on, stuff that I won't be using, especially with all the new engine part purchases. And yeah, there's stuff from several different XAXB type cars in these boxes that I've already decided on using, which is up in the house. So yeah, bits and pieces in those boxes, this just doubles up and they're just taking up space. I've got a shed that I use for all the old sort of double up parts. So, but I've just come across this. This is I don't know if it's called a catch canister or not. Actually no, there is a catch canister for the for some part, but this is a part of the AC. I don't actually know what it does. Maybe it holds the gas. So I might as well quickly clean this up and restore it to its former beauty. Don't know if it works or not, but you just have to assume that it does. So I'm not too sure how much of this arrangement is going to get used with the new AC pump. I think this pipe here goes to the old York compressor, so we might need an adapter for that in there if the air conditioning people want to retain its original stuff, but they might want to run new hoses and new everything, which I wouldn't have a problem. But yeah, it cleaned up beautifully. I really love this copper pipe here, and I think that runs that end there runs to the actual evaporator inside the heater box. So hopefully we can retain that. That's a beautiful part, or highly polished copper now, copper pipe. So that can go up to the parts room, and of course we'll get it out when we have the air conditioning commissioned. This is the windscreen duct for the aircon heater box. The one for the standard, just the heater, is a perfectly symmetrical V shape like that, but this one falls short on this side. It's just been sitting out because it doesn't fit in any of my boxes. It's got a little bit of overspray on it, but I'm just going to clean it off with a little bit of Prepsol, and that can go up into the spare room as well to keep it in good nick. Good to go. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you this as well. I managed to pick this up because I get paid monthly. I sort of go crazy at the start of the month, and you have to sort of back off midway through. But yeah, I just got this. It comes with a that's actually a straight thermostat housing. I think the Cleveland has a sort of an angled one, but anyway, so it comes in black, which was, I thought, well, it's interesting. We'll see if it fits, if it works. I'm starting to double up on bolts. These are intake manifold bolts, I think, the mounting bolts. Carburetor stayed kit, so those hold the carby on. Excellent. It comes with a set of gaskets as well, so I'm starting to double up on gaskets as well. But I'm happy to see that at the back here, this is for the vacuum, I think, and it needs to be a Christmas tree on there with about 3 or 4 outlets to sort of provide vacuum to the heater unit, which is good. I was wondering if it came with that, but it does, so that's good. Is the 750 carburetor, 750 CFM carburetor. It's called a Street Brawler. I think it's made by Holly. That's the front. And the auto choke goes on the driver's side. So I was going to try and spend a bit of time on the body this weekend. I've got 2 days off, but I'm not over it. I'm getting pretty keen now. But I just put a post out. I'm looking for a couple of spare hinges. Just so that I can do the body work and send these off to get chromed, because it takes 3 months to get chroming stuff done. So I'm just going through, I'm going to work my way through these boxes. There's a lot of stuff in here which I don't need, and a lot of stuff that I do, and a lot of stuff that I don't know if I need. This catch canister, I'll clean that up. You know, just things like this. I've just pulled this out. This is the earth strap. You know, I'll clean that up and I'll put it in a box to keep, and all the other stuff will go into another shed. This is the tail end of the hood cable. Of course, with that repair, they just sprayed. You know, there's overspray on that. I just, you know, like everyone else, don't like overspray on cables. So I've cleaned this right up. It's looking good. Here we go. Scotch-Brite and a bit of thinner. There's no restriction in there. Pulls out quite smoothly. So this is the old speaker. She's pretty ratty. It's got a hole in it and whatnot. I don't even know if this is original or genuine. That plug's looking a bit. Knackered. So I'm just going to throw that. I've taken a template of the actual shape. If I decide to reuse the dashboard speaker, on the XW I made these 2 little brackets and got these ultra powerful little tiny, they were quite small speakers but they were really powerful, and I just mounted them underneath the dash. You couldn't see them. I didn't want to cut holes in door panels or kicker panels, and the same on this car. You know, I do want good sounds, but I want the stereo to be, you know, pretty nondescript looking. yeah, so I'll just keep that. I've cleaned that up a little bit, and so I'll keep that, and I'll discard the speaker. Righto, so I'm getting a little bit confused and lost here. This is the passenger's side vent and the driver's side vent out of the car. Non-aircon, just a standard heater box. Whereas these two are actuated on the other side. That's actuated on the left-hand side with obviously a cable. These two don't have that on this side. They have a vacuum. Now, on the heater box that I've finished, there's one spare rubber vacuum hose, which I believe goes to this. But the vent cable, I don't know where that goes. I just don't know where it goes. So the vent cable that I've cleaned up for the passenger side, which is in there. Oh, I'm confused. I'm going to clean one of these up, clean the best, because I bought two aircon units, and these would be the passenger side vents from those aircon units. That's the passenger side vent from the actual car. So I'm not sure, I'm a bit lost. Yeah, I knew I was opening a can of worms with this, all the ducting and the stuff that goes in the dashboard and those boxes, basically. This piece here, I've got two of them, and they fit at that end of the heater box. The reason why I know this is an AC one is because firstly I've got two identical, so I've basically got three lots of dashboard stuff, the original stuff and two AC dashboard stuff. Now, what goes on there is the two vent outlet. So you've got two vents in your dashboard, one for the driver, one for the passenger. And so that's what that's all about. And that shape there is that shape there, and that goes there. But the problem is, I've only got one of these. Don't know where the other one is, and this one's been cut. Just a couple of under dash brackets for the. I think this goes around the instrument clusters and whatnot. Just got a bit of surface rust on them, so I've cleaned that off, wire brushed it. Most of the zinc coating is okay, but I'll just give them a freshen up. Yeah, it just evens up the colour. No one will ever look under the dash, but it looks good. This piece here is another under dash piece. There's no rust on that whatsoever, so I won't worry about sanding it or giving it a lick of spray. I'll just hit it with a bit of WD-40, wipe her over. This door, I don't know, I wanted to get it off so I could clean inside, but it's too risky. I know what I'll do now. I'll put it in my parts washer. Got some parts in there already. I've just got these parts out of the parts washer. They'll come up really nice. Nice and clean, no cobwebs, no dirt. It's grass. So this is the passenger side, air conditioning one. The standard heater box doesn't have this arrangement. Same size and shape, except it's got an opening at the back as well. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit confused with all of this stuff, to be honest. This is a rear parcel shelf, which I can't even recall how or why it broke or what happened. So I'm going to try and take a template off the pieces that I have. That'll be pretty close, and if I have to, I'll have to buy a sheet anyway, so if I don't get it exactly right, I can adjust it. I'm halfway through cleaning up, but I've managed to find every single steering wheel that I have in my possession. This is the original one that came off the car. It was zip tied around there and there. You can see the remnants of that, and yeah, it was all just broken, and that's the surround. That's the surround where that rubber goes in there, and yeah, the whole lot was just smashed and broken. That rubber's not too bad. I suppose that could be sort of salvaged a little, but there's no point. This is the actual steering wheel. Yeah, so this is the steering wheel. We've got a little crack at the back there, at the top. I'd say that'd be the top. Just a minute crack. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So we've got a crack there. We've got a crack on that side which goes all the way around, and another crack that goes through there, and a crack that goes there. No cracks at the bottom. And we've got two cracks here. I have three new inners. One doesn't have a horn in there. I love that. That's in really good nick. But I'm tipping it's one that you push on the side. So you push the whole thing, and the whole thing travels. These two are the same as what came off it, except the colours are a bit different. That one's pretty scruffy and mouldy looking, but it's really quite tidy. It's got a good shape to it. This one is excellent, except it's you know, the rubber's starting to peel out a little bit. It's lost a bit of shape in there. It's a little bit out of shape. So my gut feeling is to go with this one. You know, you could spend hours on it trying to fix it all up and re-glue it and get it sorted, and then it still not work, or it might just constantly stay on. You know, you got all that effort. I'd love to have the genuine steering wheel in there, clean that up. You know, that'd look really stunning if it was all sort of painted up and cleaned up. I'm thinking about just canning the whole steering wheel job and buying a GT XA steering wheel. Although it's got 3 bars on it, it's got the rim blow. It just solves all the problems. It's a little bit worn. Might pass, might not. So it's taken me all day. Bloody, it's about 2 o'clock now. I was out here at about 8 in the morning, and it's taken me all day to sand this. It's actually quite a big surface area if you look at it. I've sanded it first with 240 to take all the burrs off basically, and then down to 350 or 320, I can't remember. And geez, she's nice and smooth. Just hitting it with a little bit of wax and grease remover. Thought I was filming. This gun is fucking pissing me off. Hello, you can't. mixed the right amount up, but I'm not sure if I've put the right amount of thinner into it. She was spraying real dry, and it wasn't even wanting, because the stuff's like glue, it didn't want to come out of the gun, so I've got overspray built up on it, which I've then had to spray wet. It should all come out with a sand. It's got a hardener in it, so that'll accelerate that. But what a pain. So I've never used this product before, so it's a learning curve, so I'm going to have to thin it out a little bit more, I think. Okay, the product that I use, the primer, it's an acrylic primer, 2K acrylic, and the hardener. I initially didn't like it. I like it's really quite thick, and I followed the instructions to the letter, and I put about 20% thinner in it, mixed it all together, 4 parts that, 1 part that, and it said 20% thinner. So, and it's still, and I've got a 2.0 nozzle on my gun, and it was still sprayed dry. It didn't spray very well at all. So what I'm going to do is step up the amount of thinner that I use. I'm probably going to go to about 30 or 40% thinner, because it's so thick, and it was just getting dusty and dry as I was spraying it, and it was painful, and I didn't like it. I actually didn't like the product. I thought, oh, that's shit. But man, I've had to use a little bit of this spot primer. It's called Breakthrough Primer. Because I had a problem spraying, I just couldn't get the good coverage. So when I've sanded it back, I've broken through back down to the all you need at a couple of places. So I've just had to touch it up with that. But I'll give you a look at the bonnet now. So I'm just waiting for that Breakthrough primer to dry. But man, that is the most beautiful feeling finish, and it's very similar to the look that the bodies used to come through at Nissan. Almost a gloss finish to it. It's sanded to 600, and so easy to sand. It's just beautiful to sand. Now, of course, I've got to sand the whole thing again because I've got overspray from the Breakthrough primer. In fact, change of plans. This Breakthrough primer is really quite gentle, and so if I hit it with wet and dry again at 600, I could potentially just break through it again, and I don't want to do that. So, of course, Scotch-Brite. That shakes all the overspray off. I don't want to wet the bonnet again because it's dry now, and underneath all of the ribs is dry. And if I wet it again, then it's half an hour to clean it up and dry it up. So, but this is doing a great job. Okay, it's been almost 36 years since I've sprayed the metallic base coat. Bit of dust on it now as it settles. Jeepers, you know, it's really cool. I needed to do this because to see how much imperfections show up. There's a dent here which I knew was there, a little dent. I don't know if you can see it, somewhere in there. Yeah, there. Yeah, just there somewhere. Yeah, a little dent which I left because I was curious to sort of see what imperfections show up once you put the colour on. And it's only underneath the hood anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, bloody happy with it. And I'm going to have to be a lot more careful with sanding back the high fill. There's no scratch marks in it, which is good. So because I went 240, 320 or something, and then I put the primer on, and then I sanded that to 600. So yeah, it's beautiful to sand that primer actually. Really nice. Metallics are really hard to paint, to spray, because you do have the you can get a little bit of patchiness, and I've got some along there, but I don't care. Yeah, it's just, you can sort of see the silver metallic is a bit patchy on that section there, so I don't care. Looks great. So I've got to get the clear on quite early actually. Just reading up about it. Doesn't appear to be completely dry. Whoops. Wow. Wow, that looks amazing. Oh, geez, that looks so good. Holy moly. That looks beautiful. That's just the first coat of clear. Oh my goodness, guys, this looks absolutely stunning. Oh, not one, I haven't got a colour run, haven't got a clear run, and that's the first coat of clear. There's a few bits and pieces that I'm going to have to just cut off with a blade. There's a couple bits of fluff and dust and whatnot. But yes, I'll cut them off between coats. I'm going to let this dry for a good, you know, I'd say week or so. Let that dry off, and when I'm back out in the shed next, I'll just get a blade, cut off the little bits of fluff and dust. You can see a few in there, and give her, well, I probably won't sand it. I'll give it, yeah, I will. I'll give it a little scuff, and then give it its second coat of clear. But my God, that's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Love that colour. Well chosen, Ethan. Ethan picked this colour. Oh, amazing.